Chapter 1. The Shadows Awaken. The ancient city of Aramore lay shrouded in darkness, its once vibrant streets now eerily silent. Whispers of an impending doom had spread like wildfire, leaving the city's inhabitants gripped by fear. Amidst the gloom, a young woman named Lyra hurried through the narrow alleys, her heart pounding in her chest. Lyra had always been an outsider, her unique abilities setting her apart from the rest of the city's population. She could sense the shadows, feel their presence, and even communicate with them. But now, as she raced through the deserted streets, she knew something was terribly wrong. The shadows were whispering to her, their voices urgent and insistent. They spoke of an ancient evil awakening deep beneath the city, an entity of immense power that threatened to engulf Aramore in eternal darkness. As Lyra turned a corner, she found herself face to face with a group of cloaked figures. Their eyes glowed an unnatural red, and their faces were twisted into malevolent grins. "You cannot stop what is coming," one of them hissed, his voice like the scraping of metal against stone. Lyra took a step back, her heart racing. She knew she had to act fast, but what could one person do against such overwhelming odds? The shadows whispered to her once more, urging her to seek out the ancient prophecies hidden within the city's archives. With a deep breath, Lyra turned and ran, the cloaked figures in pursuit. She darted through the labyrinthine streets, her mind racing as she tried to remember the location of the archives. The shadows guided her, their whispers growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. Finally, she reached the towering structure that housed the city's most ancient texts. Lyra pushed open the heavy wooden doors and slipped inside, the musty smell of old parchment filling her nostrils. She knew she had little time before her pursuers caught up with her. As she delved deeper into the archives, Lyra's heart pounded in her chest. She could feel the weight of Aramore's fate resting on her shoulders. With each step, she grew more determined to unravel the mysteries that lay ahead, and save her city from the whispering shadows that threatened to consume it. Little did Lyra know, her journey was only just beginning, and the challenges that awaited her would test her resolve like never before. The fate of Aramore hung in the balance, and Lyra was the city's last hope. Chapter 2. The Prophecy Unveiled. Lyra's heart pounded as she delved deeper into the dusty archives, her trembling hands illuminated by the flickering candlelight. The shadows danced around her, urging her forward with their urgent whispers. She knew time was running out for Aramore, and the ancient prophecies held the key to the city's salvation. As she scanned the crumbling scrolls and tomes, a faint glow caught her eye. Hidden beneath a pile of parchment lay an ornate wooden box, its surface etched with intricate symbols. The shadows swirled around it, their whispers intensifying. With trembling fingers, Lyra lifted the lid, revealing a weathered scroll. As she unrolled the delicate parchment, the words seemed to come alive, glowing with an ethereal light. The prophecy spoke of a chosen one, born with the power to commune with shadows, destined to confront the ancient evil that threatened to consume Aramore. Lyra's breath caught in her throat as she realized the prophecy was referring to her. The weight of her destiny settled upon her shoulders, and doubt crept into her mind. How could she, a mere young woman, stand against the malevolent forces that had awakened? Suddenly, the sound of footsteps echoed through the archives. The cloaked figures had found her. Lyra quickly tucked the prophecy into her satchel and extinguished the candle, plunging the room into darkness. The shadows enveloped her, guiding her through the labyrinthine shelves as she evaded her pursuers. Emerging from the archives, Lyra found herself in a dimly lit alleyway. The shadows whispered urgently, warning her of the dangers that lay ahead. She knew she had to act fast, for the fate of Aramore hung in the balance. With the prophecy as her guide and the shadows as her allies, Lyra set out to unravel the mysteries of the ancient evil. She had to find the strength within herself to face the challenges that awaited her, for she was Aramore's last hope. As she stepped out into the eerie streets, Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that the whispering shadows held secrets yet to be revealed. The journey ahead would test her in ways she had never been tested before. But she was determined to save her city, no matter the cost. Chapter 3. The Shadow Realm. As Lyra hurried through the darkened streets of Aramore, The prophecy clutched tightly in her hand. She couldn't shake the feeling that the shadows were guiding her to an unknown destination. The whispers grew louder, urging her forward until she found herself standing before an ancient, crumbling wall. "What secrets do you hold?" Lyra whispered, running her fingers along the weathered stone. Suddenly, the shadows began to swirl around her, and the wall shimmered, revealing a hidden passageway. Lyra hesitated for a moment before stepping through, finding herself in a realm unlike anything she had ever seen. The Shadow Realm was a world of perpetual twilight, where the boundaries between light and darkness blurred. Eerie whispers echoed through the air, and shadowy figures darted in and out of sight. Lyra's senses were overwhelmed, but she pressed on, guided by an unseen force. As she navigated the twisting pathways of the Shadow Realm, Lyra encountered strange and wondrous creatures, beings made entirely of shadow, their forms shifting and changing with each passing moment. Some regarded her with curiosity, while others seemed to recoil in fear. "You are the chosen one," a voice whispered from the shadows. "But even the chosen can fall." Lyra whirled around, trying to locate the source of the voice, but saw only darkness. She realized that the Shadow Realm held its own dangers, and that she would need to be cautious if she hoped to uncover the truth behind the prophecy. Suddenly, the ground beneath her feet began to tremble, and a massive, shadowy creature emerged from the depths, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly malice. Lyra stood her ground, the prophecy's words echoing in her mind, and prepared to face the first of many challenges that awaited her in the Shadow Realm. With each step, Lyra grew more determined to fulfill her destiny and save Aramore from the ancient evil that threatened to consume it. But as she delved deeper into the mysteries of the Shadow Realm, she couldn't help but wonder if she was truly prepared for the trials that lay ahead. Chapter 4. The Shadow Guardian. Lyra faces the colossal shadow creature, its piercing red eyes fixated upon her. The prophecy's words echo in her mind as she summons the courage to confront the beast. The shadows around her whisper, urging her to trust in her abilities. With a deep breath, Lyra reaches out to the creature, attempting to communicate through the language of shadows. The creature hesitates, surprised by Lyra's power. In that moment of hesitation, Lyra glimpses a flicker of humanity within the shadow beast, a glimmer of the guardian it once was. The shadow creature, known as Umbra, was once a protector of the Shadow Realm, corrupted by the ancient evil that now threatens Aramore. Lyra realizes that to defeat the evil, she must first free Umbra from its malevolent grasp. Lyra and Umbra engage in a battle of wills, their shadows intertwining in a dance of light and darkness. The struggle is intense, with Lyra's resolve tested at every turn. She delves deep within herself, drawing upon the strength of her ancestors and the wisdom of the prophecy. As the battle reaches its climax, Lyra's unwavering determination finally breaks through to Umbra. The shadow creature's form shifts and changes, the corruption dissipating as it remembers its true purpose. Umbra kneels before Lyra, pledging its allegiance to her cause. With Umbra by her side, Lyra continues her journey through the Shadow Realm, learning to harness her powers and unraveling the secrets of the ancient evil. The challenges ahead remain daunting, but Lyra's resolve grows stronger with each step. As they navigate the treacherous landscape, Lyra and Umbra discover an ancient portal that pulses with an eerie, malevolent energy. The portal, they realize, is the key to the ancient evil's power and the source of the impending doom that threatens Aramore. Lyra and Umbra exchange a determined glance, ready to face whatever lies beyond the portal. With the shadows as their guide and the prophecy as their beacon of hope, they step through the shimmering gateway, ready to confront the heart of the darkness that plagues their world. Chapter 5. The Heart of Darkness. Lyra and Umbra emerge from the shimmering gateway into a vast, eerie cavern deep beneath the city of Aramore. The air is thick with a palpable sense of dread, and the walls pulsate with an unearthly, malevolent energy. At the center of the cavern, an ancient altar stands, emanating a sickly dark glow. As they approach the altar, Lyra senses a powerful presence lurking in the shadows, watching their every move. Suddenly, a deep, menacing voice echoes through the cavern, filled with malice and contempt. "So the Chosen One has finally arrived," the voice taunts. "But you are too late. The darkness has already taken root, and soon Aramore will be consumed by the shadows. Lyra stands her ground, her voice steady as she declares, "I will not let that happen. I am here to put an end to your reign of terror and save my city from the darkness." The ancient evil emerges from the shadows, revealing itself as a towering, grotesque figure cloaked in an aura of pure darkness. It laughs, a chilling sound that reverberates through the cavern. "Foolish child, you cannot hope to stand against the power of the shadows. Embrace the darkness, and perhaps I will spare you the agony of watching your beloved city crumble." Lyra's resolve remains unshaken. She looks to Umbra, who nods in solidarity, ready to stand by her side in this final confrontation. Together, they unleash a powerful combination of Lyra's innate shadow abilities and Umbra's ancient guardian magic, clashing against the malevolent force that threatens to engulf Aramore. The battle is fierce and intense, with the fate of the city hanging in the balance. Lyra and Umbra push themselves to their limits, drawing upon every ounce of their strength and determination to keep the darkness at bay. The ancient evil retaliates with devastating attacks, seeking to crush their resistance and extinguish the last glimmer of hope for Aramore. As the struggle reaches its climax, Lyra realizes that the key to victory lies not in fighting the darkness head-on, but in embracing the light within herself and the bonds she has forged with the shadows. With a burst of radiant energy, Lyra channels the power of the prophecy and the strength of her allies, striking at the heart of the ancient evil and shattering its hold on the city. The cavern trembles and the darkness begins to dissipate, retreating into the depths from whence it came. Lyra and Umbra stand victorious, the ancient evil vanquished, but they know that their work is not yet done. The scars left by the darkness will take time to heal, and Aramore will need the guidance of its chosen one to navigate the path to recovery and resilience. With the shadows now whispering messages of hope, and the people of Aramore united under Lyra's leadership, the city embarks on a new chapter, forever changed by the events that transpired and the courage of its chosen one. Aramore stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of embracing both light and darkness in the face of adversity. Chapter 6. The Dawn of a New Era. As the sun rose over the city of Aramore, Lyra stood atop the highest tower, gazing out at the sprawling streets and buildings below. The once oppressive shadows had retreated, and a newfound sense of hope and renewal filled the air. The people of Aramore, so long haunted by the whispering shadows and the ancient evil, now emerged from their homes, their faces alight with cautious optimism. Lyra, the chosen one, had fulfilled her destiny, but she knew that her journey was far from over. The scars left by the darkness would take time to heal, and the city needed a leader to guide them through the challenges ahead. With Umbra by her side, and the support of the ancient order, Lyra stepped forward, ready to embrace her new role. In the days that followed, Lyra worked tirelessly to rebuild Aramore. She met with the city's leaders, listening to their concerns and offering guidance and support. Together, they forged new alliances, strengthening the bonds between the various factions that had long been divided by fear and mistrust. As the city began to thrive once more, Lyra found herself facing a new challenge. Whispers of unrest and strange occurrences reached her ears from the far corners of the realm. The shadows, once her steadfast allies, grew restless, hinting at a new threat lurking just beyond the horizon. Determined to protect her beloved city and its people, Lyra set out on a new journey, venturing beyond the borders of Aramore and into the unknown. With Umbra at her side and the power of the shadows flowing through her veins, she knew that no matter what dangers lay ahead, she would face them head-on. As Lyra disappeared into the mists beyond the city gates, the people of Aramore watched her go, their hearts filled with gratitude and hope. They knew that their chosen one would return, ready to lead them into a brighter future, no matter what challenges lay ahead. And so, a new chapter began in the story of Aramore, one of hope, unity, and the unbreakable spirit of a city that had faced the darkness and emerged stronger than ever before.